Hello everyone, welcome to Timsy's Naked Tarots. Don't worry, Timsy is not naked, the tarot reads are naked, but there is no tarot read for this video because I am doing a signs on Sunday, as you should be starting to realise with the format you're seeing me instead of a bunch of tarot cards on a wooden table. But anyway, today we are dealing with deers, the signs, symbologies, and the like of deers. Deers are symbolize instinct, intuition, speed, agility, grace, goodness, gentleness, devotion, and all that good stuff. Okay. Deers, they appear in mythology and folklore throughout time. They appear in the Viking mythology. There are 4 of them, and they were said to eat the foliage of Yggdrasil, which is the world tree. And the morning dew, what used to gather on their antlers, would run off and form the rivers of the world. And in Greek mythology, the deer was associated with Artemis, who was the huntress. She was seen naked one day by another person. Can't remember what they're called. Begins with A. And she turned him into a stag, which then got ripped apart by its own hunting dogs, which was lovely for it. But that's what happens if you're a peeping Tom. Okay, in Native American beliefs and things, there are tales of the deer woman who is associated with fertility and love. The other thing about the Vikings, going back to the Vikings, I'm backtracking now, is they actually have a rune which is called Elhaz, or Helhaz, which basically translates to the word elk. It represents defense and protection. So there you go. So we got instincts, intuition, speed, agility, grace, gentleness, devotion, love, fertility, defense and protection, all coming off the deer from various different places around the world by various different cultures and mythologies. Now, if you are receiving deer signs, so to speak, I don't mean you walk out down your garden path and you find some deer droppings, although that could be a sign as well. I mean, if you're seeing deers, the word deer, for instance, you see lots of John Deere tractors all of a sudden where you wouldn't normally see them or something like that. Or if you are walking down the street one morning and you see a deer jumping out of someone's garden and scampering off into a field, you wouldn't expect to see a deer in a town or a city, but you do. And you can interpret these as signs. Now, if you do see these, if they cross in your path in any way, shape or form, it could be an indication that the universe is telling you that you have to hone your intuition, you have to hone your physical skills, or rely more upon them, understand and believe them, not necessarily just dismiss them. You know, we all get those feelings where you bump into someone and you take an instant dislike to them and you think, okay then, I put that to one side. They can't be that bad. Well, the chances are they are that bad. You're picking up on their energetic frequency more than anything else. And so, yes, if deers are crossing your path, try to hone up your physical abilities or your intuition. You can do this in many different ways, meditation being one of them. What else can we say about them? Oh, I've lost my place. Deers, yeah, the signs of deers. Another thing it could be telling you to do when you're getting these deer signs is to pay attention to your surroundings. Deers are very rarely unaware of what's going on around them. They have an amazingly acute sense of hearing, acute sense of sight, and acute sense of smell. So they can hear someone or something coming from a long distance away long before they can see them. They can smell them long before they can hear them. So they are always aware of their surroundings, and that's what the deer sign could be telling you. There's got to be something you've got to be aware of, be more alert, especially in today's modern society. You could be like going across the road, looking at your mobile phone, watching my video, for example, and, well, you don't notice the car, bus, taxi, bike, whatever it may be, which is coming up the road, especially with Tesla cars or electric cars, which are a lot more quiet than their predecessors. Yeah, the other thing is being aware of your surroundings and going by that gut feeling, that intuition. Again, intuition seems to be putting strongly on deers from this little talk. It is that gut feeling. Quite often we dismiss our gut feeling. I do it all the time when I'm picking my horses for my gambling. I will look through the horses and I think, oh yeah, that one looks nice, and then I start to look into it a little bit more detail. I'll go into the jockey who's riding it and think, well, they're not a very good jockey, or the odds that the bookies are giving them, and it's like, well, that's 20-1. That hasn't got a good shot of winning, and I pick something else, and lo and behold, it comes running in. Okay, like a deer with its speed. Now, talking about the deer with speed, it could be, again, signifying that you have to take fast action on something. When a deer runs off, it runs off fast. When it takes action, it goes fast. But it's not just blindly running away from something. You have to, again, be aware of your surroundings and be ready to change direction. Because deers are very agile as well. Be ready to change direction at the first moment of any form of danger, any form of this isn't the right thing I'm doing. You might need to suddenly backtrack on where you've been. With the grace of a deer, we all think of those big stags which stand there and look menacing in the morning mist as they bellow out their mating call. That signifies that you shouldn't be lowering your spiritual vibration for others, anyone else. If they want you to or not, you shouldn't bring yourself down onto other people's levels. Rise above it. Stand there proud, like that stag in the morning mist, with the dew glistening off its antlers as it gently pulls up and turns into the rivers of the world. See how I linked that back to the Viking bit? See, I'm good, aren't I? Deers don't just play a part in mythology or folklore and things. They actually play a big part in modern day books as well. The sigil on the Robert Baratheon's shield was a big stag, and he took over a kingship in the Game of Thrones. And there was another one I just thought of, Harry Potter. Harry Potter has a deer for his, I can't think what it's called. I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments, or whisper to me from the corner like my son just did. Patronus, which is a form of magic spell which is created in the Harry Potter world. And in the Harry Potter world, they are actually used as messengers from one wizard to the other, as well as protection from dementors. But getting back to it, if you dream of deers, I will be brief on this because I have had someone comment on the fact that my signs seem to be veering off more onto dream interpretations. So I'm just going to quickly gloss over the dream part of it. If you're dreaming of deers, that could be linked to good news, good luck, new love. But on a negative side as well, it could be that you could literally be petrified of something. You've heard the saying, deers in the headlight, where they just stand there looking at the lights coming towards them before you FUD with your car and ruin your car. Okay, so there could be an element of like being frozen with fear of something's going to scare you to the point where you won't know how to react. You get sort of like, I don't know, I rarely get to that point, but you will sort of just not be able to sort of respond properly. Something will happen in your life and it would just make you, I don't know, disassociate yourself from everyone and everything, because you would just be like, I don't know what to do. This is big, and it worries me, it scares me. Okay, these signs on Sunday seem to be getting quicker and quicker. I don't know if that's just where I'm getting more confidence, where I'm chatting on the videos to you lot, or if I'm just not putting in as much effort when I'm actually researching. But I do at least a page of notes on here, which I then read off of and things. State why I keep looking down instead of at you. Yeah, so if you've had any dreams or any indications of deers in your life, spiritually or not, please feel free to drop in a comment. I'd love to hear about them. Also, if you can help me out, drop in a comment, and you don't have to do it while I'm on the premiere of this. You can do it whenever you watch it. I don't mind. Drop in a comment of what you might like to see for future videos. I'm doing it alphabetically, just because that gives me a focus point to go into something to look into every week. And so obviously we will be looking at D. No, we're on D already. E next, and F, and so on. So if you feel you have something you want to look into, drop it in the comments and we can look into that as well. It might make these videos last a little bit longer if you like to look at this handsome face. I know, I'm bad, aren't I? Yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'm sure I probably skipped over some of my notes and I did have more to say, but I think I've covered the bulk of it. If you yeah, as I said, if you've had any experiences with deer sign, I have my own little deer sign. I've mentioned it, I think, in my first video, the introduction, or possibly, no, it was in the introduction. So if go back to the first video in this playlist, you will hear about my own stories about deers and how they kind of showed up in my life as a spiritual sign. I'm not going to gloss over it again here. It's already been done once, so I'm going to try not to repeat myself and step over the same things. But also saying that about repeating myself and stepping over the same things, I do have to point out signs are unique to the viewer. Okay, what you might see as a sign might not be the same for someone else. Yes, you both might see the same deer doing the same thing at the same time. You might be in different locations while you're seeing it, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's giving you both the same message. Okay, so you have to incorporate these signs into your own life, your own situation, and your own circumstances. Okay, obviously you can get help off of people who deal with this in more detail, people who just interpret dreams or interpret signs. They will be able to give you a lot more help. What was I going to say? No. Oh yeah, and another thing deers represent is good luck. Yes, I said it in your dreams. It might be a bearing of good luck if you're dreaming about a deer, but I think it's in Buddhism. It is a representation of good luck. So, or it could be Chinese. It could translate to Lu, and Lu is part of the word of good luck, but obviously in the Chinese writing, not in our writing, because us Westerners have totally different writing to the Chinese, don't we? So anyway, all that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this little video. I hope you give it a thumbs up, maybe even subscribe to my channel from this video, and check out some of my tarot reads I do throughout the coming weeks or in the past ones. They are all timeless, so when you see them is when you're meant to, which is fine. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. I hope you all tune in throughout the week at some point to your representative sign or whatever. I would like to take this moment quickly for those last few people who are watching this right to the end and not getting bored and leaving halfway through it. I've noticed I've had a big intake on subscribers over the last month or so, and I've noticed that a lot of the other tarot readers on YouTube are putting out their little warning messages again about scammers. Now, I don't advertise the fact that I do tarot reads. I will do tarot reads on a personal level for people. If you are interested in that, send me an email. You can find my email plastered all over my page on YouTube. It's in the About section. It's in every description on every video. So you can find it there. If you do not have the inclination to go and look for it, it is SII78. So SII78 at AOL.com. Quite simple. And then we can discuss what you want to read upon and everything else what goes along with it. I will not ever solicit the fact that I do tarot reads to you. If you ever get any messages saying, hi, this is Timsy's Naked Tarots, would you like a tarot read for £25? It's not me. Okay, I don't discuss how much I charge people. I don't tout for the business. I've got a full-time job. I do all the tarot reading on the side, part-time and everything. So yeah, it's a case of kind of like I'll be squeezing it into what little time I have left in my schedule after everything else. So it's not something I pursue, but if you really want a reading of me, I am happy to do one for you. Okay, thank you very much and have a wonderful week. See you all soon.